Hello everyone, welcome to this video. My name is Kudakwashe Matekenya, currently student at Africa University doing international relations and diplomacy. In this presentation, we are going to look at cybersecurity and sovereignty, navigating the international tensions in Africa's development. So, as we all know, in today's world, we are witnessing a rapid increase in digitalization in the international community, and also Africa is being part of that international community that is being affected by the digitalization. Communication happens everywhere online, and cybersecurity, it has become a big deal. So in this video, we are going to be looking at how that cybersecurity is affecting Africa and its development. Is it positive? Is it negative? We are going to be navigating that in this video. So in the first segment, we are going to put a video which is going to explain in more detail on what is cybersecurity, so that we better understand what is cybersecurity before we get into the more details in this video. So let's stay tuned for the coming video, and we'll meet at the next segment. Thank you.
What is cybersecurity? This video will define cybersecurity, outline key terms such as assets and information security, give examples of why cybersecurity is important. Cybersecurity is how individuals and organisations reduce the risk and impact of cyber attacks. It involves protecting councils' devices, networks, services, and the data held on each from unauthorised access, disruption, damage, or theft. Information, data, devices, networks, and services are referred to as assets in the context of cybersecurity. They are the components of your council's digital system that are valuable and could therefore be exploited by malicious actors. You might see the term information security used interchangeably with cybersecurity. Information security looks at securing information in any form, including digital and printed formats, while cybersecurity is focused on protecting digital data, the systems upon which the data sits, and networks via which the data can be accessed. To understand the difference, let's look at patient records in the NHS as an example. Cybersecurity ensures the protection of electronic records. Information security includes not only securing these electronic records, but also covers the protection of any information held in physical form, such as patient information that is printed or written down. Cybersecurity is important because the delivery of many council services relies on digital assets. Threats to these assets can mean critical services go offline, or sensitive data is disclosed publicly, which could damage a council's reputation, hurt its finances, affect its ability to safeguard and deliver services to residents. Cybersecurity is a vast field, and you will encounter terms like cyber resilience, cyber threat, and cyber risk. These terms can be utilised by anyone in local government. We encourage you to keep an eye out for them in future videos and speak with others in your council about them. There are many resources that can help you learn more about how cybersecurity applies to your council. For instance, the National Cybersecurity Centre, or NCSC website, is the best first port of call for clarifying cybersecurity questions you have. There is also government support on cybersecurity available from the Centre for National Protective Security Authority and the National Cyber Crime Unit. This video is part of a series designed to expand your understanding of digital, technology, and cybersecurity concepts. Check out other videos to keep on learning.
Welcome back to the second segment of this video. In this segment, we are going to look at Africa's digital transformation and cybersecurity in Africa. So, currently Africa is in the middle of a digital revolution. As we mentioned in the first segment, we've witnessed the rise of digital infrastructures in Africa. We've seen the rise of digital services in Africa. We've seen right now in Africa we use mobile money. In Zimbabwe we have EcoCash, in Mozambique we have M-Pesa, and also in Kenya. And we have also seen the rise of e-governments. This showing that there is a transformation of digitalization in Africa. So as we also see in Africa, cybersecurity, it has become a very important topic due to the rise of digitalization. We have also seen the African Union's 2063 plan, which has put the Africa's future.
Take your next step towards success and further your education with Africa University, a world-class center of excellence and a higher institution of choice for leadership development in Africa. We are a private Pan-African institution which is home to close to 30 African nationalities. We offer over 50 academic programs, from undergraduate studies to PhD programs. Enroll with us for the March and August intakes. Africa University, investing in Africa's future.
Welcome back to the third segment of this video. So in this segment we are going to look at the current case study which we have seen on how cybersecurity and on how the digitalization has affected the African states and how they relate to each other. So we are going to use the current tension between South Africa and the United States of America. During the past few weeks, we've seen clashes which has happened between the South African government and the American government in Washington, whereby the President of the United States have accused the government of South Africa of taking land and oppressing the white minority in South Africa. And what we have witnessed in this case is that these attacks have been happening through digital platforms, through Twitter handles, through media which have been shared through social media platforms. And these have affected the image of South Africa, and even America. They've even introduced a ban on aid to South Africa. So this case study shows us on how cybersecurity has become important to in the global system, and on how states relate to each other. We've seen that states which have more advantage, which have better cybersecurity tools, it might be the media houses, it might be the control of the social media platforms. They push more their narrative, which might damage the other countries' image, and this is affecting, and this might take a toll on the development of those countries. As you can see, as I was mentioning earlier, the ban on South Africa's the ban of aid from the United States of America to South Africa. This might have a negative impact on the development of South Africa. So in the next segment, we are going to look at the implications of cybersecurity, on the overview implications of cybersecurity in Africa, and also the conclusion.
South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has cleared his country will not be bullied. His statement comes days after US President Donald Trump threatened to cut funding to South Africa over a land reform act. Trump claimed on Sunday, without providing any evidence, that South Africa is confiscating land and treating certain classes of people very badly, referring to the act aimed at addressing racial disparities in land ownership. Ramaphosa did not refer to Trump directly, but talked about the rising global tensions in his annual State of National Address. Listen to this.
We are witnessing the rise of nationalism, protectionism, the pursuit of narrow interests, and the decline of common cause. This is the world that we, As South Africa, a developing economy must now navigate. But we are not daunted to navigate our path through this world that constantly changes. We will not be deterred. We are, as South Africans, a resilient people, and we will not be bullied.
And that part of the speech was met with applause and cheers by members of parliament and other attending the event as well. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa last month signed a bill that stipulates that the government may, in certain circumstances, offer nil compensation for property it decides to expropriate in public interest. Trump alleged that South Africa's leadership was hurting people's rights and carrying out atrocities.
Terrible things are happening in South Africa. The leadership is doing some terrible things, horrible things. So that's under investigation right now. We'll make a determination. And until such time as we find out what South Africa is doing, they're taking away land, they're confiscating land, and actually they're doing things that are perhaps far worse than that.
Now, land ownership is a contentious issue in South Africa, with most of the farmland still owned by white people more than 3 decades after the end of the apartheid. Efforts to redress the inequality has attracted criticism from conservatives. And for more on this, our correspondent Skalden Ongmu has sent us a report from Johannesburg. Listen to this.
President Cyril Ramaphosa delivered his first State of the Nation address as the head of the Government of National Unity on Thursday evening. With the formation of GNU, this year's address was delivered in a new political climate. Ramaphosa faced the nation and addressed the masses with a lot on his plate. The last few weeks hasn't been easy for him, with his Rwandan counterpart lashing at him for his alleged threat. And then there's US President Donald Trump announcing that all funding to South Africa will be stopped because he believes South Africa is doing really bad things, confiscating land from certain class of people. Despite the clarification from Pretoria, it seems like Trump administration is not budging. On Thursday, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio wrote on his social media platform X that he will not be attending the G20 summit in Johannesburg. Back to President's address. Although Ramaphosa's target was not specified, he said that South Africa will not be bullied and will defend its national interest and sovereignty. In his address, he hinted at the need to seek out and bolster alternative relationships in these unprecedented times. Political parties at home expressed mixed views post the address. This is Skalden Ongmu from Johannesburg, South Africa for We On.
Welcome back to the final segment of this video. So in this segment we are going to look at the implication for Africa's development on cybersecurity, as we are mentioning in this video. So as we are looking at the case which I used earlier of South Africa and the tension between South Africa and the USA, we can all agree that this tension has a bearing on the development of Africa, as this tension can cause big problem through creating mistrust between the states, whereby now there is mistrust between South Africa and the USA, and therefore in their future negotiations or on the future negotiations on aid or economic development may be impacted because of this tension, which was created through social media and digital platforms. And also another issue is we can look on the issue for cybersecurity. We are also looking that Africa has no control over the software that we use. The major platforms that we are using right now in the digitalization are from the Western countries. So therefore, if Africa, we don't have those platforms, they can be used against these states through it can be economic sabotage or politically, which can also have a bearing on the development of Africa. So now since we are having these implications, we have to come up with solutions or recommendations on how Africa can better themselves so that they can be also the major players in this new threat of cyber security. So the first step that needs to be taken by Africa is in its independence of its software and digital infrastructure. In this, we are saying that Africa, we have to create our own infrastructure, digital infrastructure and software which we can control, therefore having control for our own future. Another recommendation that we can adopt, we can set rules in the African states which can help to regulate and control on how states and other non-state actors in the continent can use this digital platform, therefore protecting states from any cyber threats or attacks. So in conclusion, we are saying that as Africa, we need to take control over this new threat of cybersecurity so that we can also use it to push for economic development and also our political development, therefore reaching towards the African Union's Agenda 2063 for the economic development. Thank you very much.